This is Duke University.
My name is Jacob Tobia. I am a senior this year, pursuing a Program 2 degree in Human Rights Advocacy and Leadership. I'm originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, so I'm a local yokel. And my civic engagement experiences have just been really broad during my time at Duke. For me, community engagement and doing activism is the lab component of my academic education, which is engaging with things on an academic level and then taking those into the real world via the activism and the work that I do. My senior thesis right now, I'm working on a thesis on South African gay and lesbian history and working on tracking social movements throughout the 60s, the 70s, and 80s. And so doing social movements myself and working within community organizations and doing community organizing absolutely teaches me in a very visceral way how to go about analyzing social movements in an academic sense. So I think there's really a balancing act that we have to have between political activism on the one hand and community engagement on the other. I think it's really important to, if you're going to be a really fabulous tutor, be an incredible tutor, but then ensure that part of your mission as a tutor is to educate for a more, or to advocate for a more effective education system, and to advocate against the policies that you see on the ground marginalizing your students every day. And if you're going to be sort of a political bigwig, ensure that you are staying connected to the communities that you serve. Finding ways to bring those together is important, and that's where I think service learning courses particularly are so valuable, because you have the opportunity to A, get some academic credit so you can lighten your load as a student a little bit, B, stay engaged in a community in a very visceral way through doing community service, but then always those kinds of courses take into account structural factors. Over the past 4 years, I think I've gotten an incredible training in really pushing within bureaucracies and pushing within administrative structures to get real results and real change made. Because Duke, we're a very large university, at least on a sort of administrative level, and we have a very complicated bureaucracy with all of the politics that you see in the real world when you're trying to engage in activism in the real world. And so I think I've really learned how to analyze an institution, analyze how to make things move. I do feel like Duke has been sort of my laboratory, the whole institution, for trying to wrap my head around how we do create social change and how we do change the world. It's a little chunk of the world, but I think through engaging with it as sort of my own space to learn, I'm now much better prepared to take that advocacy sort of out into the broader world.
Produced by Duke University.